Terror is my true responsibility. Combat. Leave them to me.
Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I almost said I love Wonder Woman. I love comic books. I want to share them with you. Oh, my God. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the DC fan site that'll have plot synopsis and character bios for this issue. My God, I almost stopped the video and restarted, but what the hell? All right, we are continuing our run of John Byrne's era of Wonder Woman, and we are looking at Wonder Woman 122 from 1997. Byrne put his signature in there. I really enjoy John Byrne writing and drawing, not just penciling, but I love his art. He's a brush ink slinger, just awesome stuff. So we got Zeus and his wife Hera, I believe, and some of the gods here. There's Eris there, and here we have Hippolyta, we have Wonder Woman, and we have Hercules, or Heracles in Greek. So as he ponders, and we are picking right up where we left off. Judgment of the Gods. Now, this issue is so wordy. You know, I always crack up because John Byrne thought there was too many words on X-Men, and he is just as verbose as Chris Claremont. So we start out with Eris screaming, "Why?" Here are our credits. John Byrne, writer, artist. That's all you need to know. He is awesome. I love his work. And this period of John Byrne is my favorite. I really do. There was something about his maturity that I love. I know a lot of people like his Fantastic Four run or his Superman era. I love 90s John Byrne. So, all right. So, we got Eris who's upset here. And what he's upset about is that he was going to take vengeance on Wonder Woman. I love this. This is the shadow here that you see. It was going to take vengeance on Wonder Woman, but instead she appears to be dead here. And so we have Heracles, again Hercules, that brought her to the gods at Olympus here. And Zeus is upset at him because he had set out on that quest. He is apologetic. He's like this. It began as a way to get vengeance, but I am in love with her. And so basically, and I know this is just going to be later on. I'm just kind of just getting it out of the way here because this is so verbose. If I read this issue, we're going to be here 2 hours. So, all right. This is Athena who created the Amazons. And so here he is. He loves her. He wouldn't harm her. And so they're all like, "Oh my God, she's dead. What are we supposed to do?" And someone off panel says, "No." And it's Hestia here. And they said the spark of life is still on her. So now in Gateway City, we've got Jason Blood, we've got Cassandra and Mike Score. I think it's Shore or SCH, but I said like school, so I say Score. And so Wonder Girl says, Diana's in trouble, and now should go with her. And Jason Blood's like, she left on her own. She's a big girl. And Mike is like, you need to cool it with the Wonder Girl thing because your mom has a fit every time you mention it. And she's like, I need training. They're going up to this apartment. A lot of small talk. So they get into the apartment, and this off panel, a woman screams, "Jason!" which of course is Jason Blood, and it's Helena, and she's like, "Oh, it's horrible." And they're like, "What?" And she's like, "There's a thing, and it's Harry." And turns out that he is like this kind of thing here. And Jason Blood thought it was something that was wrong. And look at them. They're like, "Oh." So, um, this is Apollo here. I love how the gods. And so, Hercule or Heracles is going to go back to his original form here. So they're bringing like a mirror, and he looks at it, and then he is now back to normal. All right. And so we're going to get an exposition for the readers as to how Wonder Woman ended up like this. Feel free to check out the playlist here. So uh, I think this is Venus or Aphrodite, and she's like, "Hey, how did she become?" And so they are gonna go through all that stuff that has already I've already covered. We're gonna move on here. And so Zeus asks Athena if she's heard of this. She's like, "Nope." Because they are no longer in the earth, so they don't hear the prayers of the worshippers. And Hercules or Heracles says that they believe that because the gods are no longer walking the earth, that the Amazons lost their, because the gods weren't there to help them. And Hestia's like, "Is that possible?" And Athena says that it is. So, all right. And so she begins with the origin from Wonder Woman #1, the new one, where they gathered at the Well of Souls, where all the women, all the souls of the women that were unjustly punished throughout history were there, and how they released the souls and created the Amazons, basically giving them form from the clay. And so she says here that they couldn't guess that the beginning was so tightly linked to the Amazons and the gods that when they left, they reverted back to that clay. And so they feel bad essentially here. So, all right. And so Hera is like, "Oh my gosh, we made such a mistake." And Zeus is like, "Hey, humans don't love us anymore." So, and of course Eris agrees, and Hercules is like, "You're a jerk." I'm paraphrasing, of course. And Hera's like, do you even care? This is not a matter of the god of war." And Eris is like, "We shouldn't even think about them." And of course everyone's like, "Oh, you're so evil," and all that kind of stuff. And so Eris continues to protest, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're, like I said, you're a jerk." And Hercules is like, "We need to restore them. They have, served the gods faithfully." And so Zeus says, "Let it be so." So he agrees, and he puts the clay just like that. He restores Diana. And so Wonder Woman has returned. And so she's kind of like dazed and confused. And of course, she sees that it's Heracles here. So she's like all pissed. And Eris is like, "See, she's ungrateful." So that's just funny. Like she should be happy. All right. So here we go. And so some of them are like, "We should return to Earth, otherwise this is going to happen again." Now, I want to quick make a note of these marks here. They're supposed to be like for cheekbones, but it starts to go away during this period. But John Byrne being old school, it's still being employed. But you're gonna see as artists begin, not just in the mid 90s but in the 2000s, the discontinuation of these lines in the cheekbones here. So Hercules, Zeus says, hey, I need you to find me some witnesses to make your case. And Wonder Woman's like, what case? To see if whether we should depart from here and return among the humans. And so she of course picks Casey and Helena, and I forgot these two, but I'm quite sure that we will find out here. So there we go, Julia and Vanessa. All right, so the mom, and then this is the daughter, and she asks, Vanessa asks why they're there, and she's like, to testify before the gods. And so they're expecting more people, and they have arrived here, and of course here are the gods. I wonder if this is I probably missed it, but I wonder if that's Pluto, which would be the god of hell. No, not Poseidon. Let's see, Poseidon is Neptune. Pluto, I don't know, the guy from hell. Anyway, Eris is like, are these your witnesses? And they're like, save one. Where is my mother? And so there is Hippolyta, and she's like, come stand with the others. And so love, one of the things, let me go back real quick, that I don't know if you noticed, but John Byrne putting everybody, because of the way that they're being drawn, they're everywhere all over at once. So I really love the freedom that he has doing this. And look at this, now he makes them little while he makes the gods gigantic. So anyway, they're like, hey, you're here to speak to the gods, and if you're not ready, you should leave. Just like that. So they all say they're staying, and she's like, all right, you passed the first test, and then like, let the examination begin. So they're gonna look into their hearts and souls here. This is very well done here. And so they're all like, oh my god, that was weird. So all right, we are going to kind of move along this, because this is a lot of just wordy words. And so they said they've all voted except for one. Wonder Woman knows it's not Eris, and asks for Hippolyta, who's over here. And so first, Casey's surprised because Eris is the same size, and they're like, they can take any size they want. And Eris has elected to return the gods to the earth. So Zeus asked him why he changed his mind, and says Hippolyta made a case, and we will see later on in further issues what it was. And so Zeus says, all right, let's go. I like how he says, let's leave Olympus before these mortals taint it. So I get it. And so we see some magic here, and the gods are returning to Earth. So they asked Hercules, or Heracles, I apologize, it's just easier to say Hercules, why he did what he did. He's like, I wanted vengeance. That's it. Which is actually quite a good excuse. Just, oh my god, look at all these words. My god, Byrne. And so it's just more exposition. So, all right. And so now the humans are going to get to go to their home. And by the way, Hercules feels bad. So, all right. And so Casey goes to see Zeus, and she asks him for a favor, says, hey, I need to help Wonder Woman. You know, I'm brave, I'm smart. and she looked inside her heart, knows that it's pure. And so she says, you gods are smart. You know what I want. And Zeus says, "Yep, and I am going to give it to you." And so then they appear in Jason's Blood's apartment here, and he's not even impressed. He's all like matter of factly here. Anyway, they're talking about that guy, the pillow guy is what she's going. But anyway, behind you see this big long strand of hair, and we know that that belongs to Artemis. And she comes in and says, "Nothing matters to a monster such as Jason's blood, and that is why he must die." And so this is all the action. Is this page is the only action basically for this whole issue, which was talkie, 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 talkie. So it still took me 15 minutes just to narrate this issue. So I apologize. It's not the best issue of Wonder Woman, but we got to move forward with it. So, all right. Wonder Woman 122 by John Byrne. Like and subscribe. I do thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.